Hello everyone, my name is Tara Lloyd. I'm here to talk about if I had to display only one photo of anyone I presently know for the rest of my life, who would I choose? So this is my grandmother, and she is a photo I would choose to have for the rest of my life. Her name growing up was Mamu. Yes, like Shamu, but she wasn't a whale. I'm supposed to laugh now. The video playing for you right now are photos of me and my family, which consists of my grandmother, her son, or my uncle, my mom, if you can tell which one is my mom, my sister, and her two sons. The one photo of my grandmother I would choose would be the one of me and my grandmother. I don't know if you can see it, but when I was becoming a nurse, it's on there and you'll see it, that one. That's the one I would choose. The reason I choose this photo is because she was a one kind of a woman. She was a wonderful person and the sweetest lady on the face of the planet. And basically, she is the cutest little lady you've ever seen. So the reason I choose her also is because she was an extremely motivated person. She was a strong, independent woman. And some reason I think she was like this is because she had very hardworking parents that taught her to work hard and respect other people. I'm sure all your grandmothers were like that. Now, if you're a history buff, her actual parents were missionaries that went to China, and then she was born in China in 1922, and then they kicked them out during the Boxer Rebellion, which was a thing with the Christians and the missionaries and all that, and they didn't want that. So there, she moved to South Carolina after they were kicked out, and she lived there for the rest of her life, and then she grew up being involved with her family, and to her that was the most important thing, family. Speaking of family, she would eventually go on to get married and have 3 children, one of which was my mother and her 2 sons. I remember stories of my grandmother telling me how she worked 2 jobs. And back then, that was a lot. Like 1940s, 50s, 60s. She actually worked at the University of North Carolina and was a counselor there, and then eventually did babysitting on the side, which she then took care of her grandmother and her children. So she was a very busy lady. Talk about difficult, very difficult. And even this was a hard time for her, she still maintained a positive attitude and raised 3 beautiful children. She loved her family her life. This is why she was my best friend throughout my life until she passed away, which was last year in February of 11. I grew up having her at my side whenever I needed someone to talk to. I remember many times I would go running to her for advice versus my parents. And they were always mad, of course. But she always knew the right things to say. She always knew how to make things right, and she always was positive in whatever she did with me and my family. No matter what I did, bad or good, she never judged me and always directed me in the right direction. We also traveled a lot together, and we did many activities. And some of the fondest memories I have of her are when we would go out to eat and have happy hour. So that consisted of white wine and vodka and cranberry, drink lovers. And this is probably one of the reasons she stayed in a good mood all the time. Overall, she was my best friend, independent woman, and extremely hardworking. Great person, was someone I enjoyed having in my life. Couldn't imagine what my life would have been without her. Because of her, I am the person I am today. And I hope we all can agree that grandmothers are something we should all cherish. Now, you all go home, hug your grandmothers, give them big hugs and kisses. Okay?
Whoa, hold on.
I can't launch it. Oh.
Yes. I have a feeling it might not have. I don't know what this thing's doing, but it just...